Welcome, my name is Kalika, and welcome to my channel. Today is Tuesday, January 26, 2021, and we're all still alive. How about that? Well, I watched this video last night, but I'm doing the video this morning. You may have already seen it, and if you're subscribed to Never Lose Truth, you have already seen it. But for those of you who did not, I'm sharing her video with you. And the thing is, we've been told about this. We've been told about this, but we ignore it. Well, especially years ago. Let's go back about 4 years, 5 years even. And I know I was, and other people were doing videos telling you about the clones, the robotic creatures walking around here, about all the non-humans in our midst, 24/7. This is not something that just started, but people don't realize it. And a lot of people, well, I don't care about the people say, oh, there's no such thing as clones. Oh my God. Okay, those non-believers, I'm not trying to tell anybody to believe anything. We all need to believe what we believe. Because there are so many people that don't even believe there are FEMA camps. Can you believe that? Who said there are no concentration camps? Where? Where are they? I couldn't believe she was telling me this. What do you mean there are no FEMA camps? Where are they? Have you seen them? Have you been there? No, I personally have not been there, but I did have a subscriber years ago who was in one. And luckily, by the grace of God, managed to get out, because most of those who went in did not get out. They did not get out. This was years ago. So no, I haven't personally been to one, and I hope I never do personally go to a FEMA camp. But that's the plan for all of us who are going to be considered contagious. Where do you think they're going to send us if you don't take that vaccine? But that's not what this video is about. This video is about shedding more light on what is actually happening as we all sit around and do nothing about it. Who are you waiting on to save you? Nobody can save you but you. Nobody can save us but us. These people didn't invest all this money and all this time to just throw in their hand and say, okay, you guys win. Okay, we're not going to do any of these things we've been planning on doing to you for hundreds of years. No, that's never going to happen. It's the New World Order. And you rarely hear anybody say New World Order. And all these people who think like that person I talked to who said, there are no FEMA camps. I said, what do you do? Go online. Well, see, that's just it. Everything you see online. You believe everything you see online. Well, where do you get your information from? CNN? Mm-hmm. CNN. And the celebrities. Okay. So, well, hey, information abounds. So you've chosen your information, but you're saying, whatever I see, it's a lie, it's wrong, it's false. Well, I'm not going to argue with anybody or trying to convince anybody, because time will tell. And time is telling by the condition we're already in. But this is what I want to bring out about Carol's video. It's so true. We knew this. I knew this. She doesn't do many videos about clones. I don't remember her ever doing a video about clones, actually. But they do exist. They are running our world. Many of them are cloned. Many of them. Come on. Okay. It's right in your face. Now, this is what I want to add, because I already know, but they are scrubbing the internet from a lot of truth. They're scrubbing the internet of a lot of truth. And some of them, instead of completely throwing it out, they'll just put false against whatever it reads. If it's telling you the truth, they'll put a red false next to it, so that you'll know, oh, that's just those crazy people on YouTube. Those just crazy people. Don't believe that. Don't believe that. So let them go in and believe what they want to believe. But let me tell you again, once again, I'm going to tell you, we've done videos years ago about the clones. Do you think there's... Okay, let me tell you this. Think of all the people who are out of work. Think of all the businesses that have been destroyed. Think of all the homeless people. Think of all the people who are suffering from all kinds of diseases that have nothing to do with COVID, and they've just been forgotten about. Nobody's dying from anything but COVID lately. Nobody's dying from cancer or heart trouble or Nothing. It's all, everybody's just dying like flies. So if they're still dying like flies with everybody masked up, what's the point in being masked up? What's the point of being masked up? But that's not what this video is about. They have made so many clones. They've had plenty of time to do it, you guys. Right now, it's as easy for them to print out a clone, put out a clone, create a clone. It's so easy for them to do that now. It's so easy for them to do that now. Especially since most people don't believe they exist when they're walking around us every day. So most of they're underground though. They're going to be unleashing a lot of stuff on us. But I want to talk about the artificial life forms that are among us. Let's just call them artificial life forms among us. Maybe you can relate to that better. Well, like I said, they've had plenty of time to crank out many of them. And us, the real human beings, we're watching the clones and AIs take away our jobs, take away everything, really. They are. They are taking over. They are taking over because they're being controlled. They're not real human beings. They don't want real human beings. They can care less about real human beings. And again, I ask you, would real human beings do everything in their power to destroy the human race? No, they wouldn't. Not if they were human. Not if they were human. Could think about it. But that is exactly what is happening. And for all you people who are, oh, come on now. Because, I mean, like I said, the person who said FEMA camps don't exist, I almost fell out. How could anybody, they told us they exist. What are you talking about? They don't exist. I haven't gone in person, but I've seen many bills of them, I mean, how could they build all those things? And I guess this person also hasn't seen all the caskets. Probably hasn't seen all the caskets either. I forgot to ask about that. Because we've all seen the caskets lined up, waiting. So, okay, this is what this video is about. I wanted to bring to your attention that China, for many years, has had a huge army force, military force of nothing but clones. I don't think they'll deny it, but nobody's even asked them. Nobody, that hasn't even been talked about. They have cloned military men that now. That's why they don't need people. They can get clones to fight their battles. They can get clones to do everything. So what do they, without complaining, without any feedback, and you don't have to pay them. So what do they need with human beings? They don't. But this last slap in the face was the video that Carol did about how they're admitting that they will be creating thousands more clones. Thousands. But they already have thousands of clone people running around here, and you guys just don't know it. So, okay, so they've admitted they got these clones running around here, and this is the point I want to bring out. Because people will look at that and say, oh, well, and go on about your business like you usually do. But think about this. They have locked down the entire world over a virus over whatever that I don't have. And I still don't know anybody who does have it, personally. So, and those who go in and are said to have it don't always have it. They're told that they do. And even the CDC and the World Health Organization has admitted on occasion they have gotten it wrong. They have gotten it wrong. These people didn't have COVID. They didn't, but they've never admitted that they didn't die of COVID. Because if everybody goes in, that's why nobody wants to go to the hospital, because they know if they go in, they most likely will not be coming out. Well, that's the way I feel about it, and that's the way a whole lot of people feel about it. They'd rather just die. Just die. Just let me die. If you're going to take me in there, I know I won't be coming out. So they don't even, I wouldn't even bother. I would not even bother going in there. So, this is the thing, you guys. They have been cranking out these clones for a while. And and I know most of you have not even noticed this. So please comment and let me know whether you have noticed this. Have you noticed the little midgets who are military men now, and the little midgets who are police officers now? Now, I'm not saying anything, I'm not trying to make any little person, because I understand midgets don't like to be called midgets, but hey, midgets, little people, that's no insult. If you're a midget, if you're a little person, you're still a human being. I care about all human beings. I don't care if you're a midget. But what I'm saying is, I don't believe all the midgets I've been seeing, and maybe the midgets you've been seeing are even human. They can crank them out like that. Okay, it might sound crazy to you, but this is what I believe, and this is what I know. Because years ago, even 5 years ago, I was in a fast food place. It was an Asian place. What do you call it? Panda Express. I was in Panda Express waiting on my order, and all of a sudden, these little people came in. These little people. There were about maybe 20 of them. That's why you remember when a lot of people come in like that into, Panda Express. But they weren't white, they weren't black. I'm not sure what they were, but I do believe they were cloned individuals. That's what I do believe. But they were all little people. They were all little people. They didn't make any kind of noise or be talking loud or doing anything unusual. They just came in. They wanted some food. Clones? I don't know that much about clones, but they wanted some food. So I guess clones do eat. I don't know everything about clones except that they do exist. As far as I know they do. So anyway, it didn't really enter my mind at the time that I saw them all coming in like that they were probably not even human beings. But they've gotten so good at making what looks like human beings. People with 2 legs and 2 arms and 2 eyes and all that, and and no tails. They're so used to making them that they're everywhere. They're everywhere. And now for it to be thrown. Oh, let me get back to the police officers, because I wanted to do a video about it last year, but every time I got distracted. Every time I wanted to, because I said, why is it nobody saying anything? There used to be a limit. To be a police officer, I think you had to be at least 5'8". At least. I'm not sure about that, because I've never been a police officer. But I do know that there was a height rule. And if you were under that height, you could not become a police officer or a military man. But now, you can be 3 feet tall, because some of these police officers look like they're 4 feet tall. But you don't. I said, why is nobody saying anything? You probably don't notice because there's so many of them. So when you look at them, you don't think about, those are little people, because they're all the same height. So they don't. But if they had I'm only 5'5", but if I stood next to them, you'd say, they're really short. But they don't usually have taller people standing next to them, so that it's easier for you to believe that they're normal. They're normal. I did keep putting it off for, I think maybe 2 years now. Well, at least a year I put it off doing that video. But if you start noticing when you see police, whether it's online, whether it's on the street or wherever, you will notice some of them look like they really are only like 4 feet tall. And I went online. I don't know if they've taken it off scrubbed it from the internet, but last year I even saw online that they were training these little people all over the world as military men. Not just here in the United States, all over the world, they were training these little people as military men. So that was unusual too. And I guess it's because more and more people don't want to volunteer to be in the armed services. Maybe. Otherwise, they wouldn't be putting these, just taking it. And where are they getting these little people from? So when I thought about China and their army, because a lot of Chinese people, not all Chinese people are short. That's not true at all. But many of them are. And they have an army. They have an army of clones in their military. I don't know if they're admitting it or not, or I don't know if they care. Maybe they're telling it. But from what the video that Carol did, They're not saying it, but you have eyes, you have ears, you can see. Well, these little people, they're really, where are they coming from? Well, it's probably cheaper to make 1,000 short clones than to make, 1,000 tall clones. I don't know, I'm just saying. But it's in your face. And please, look for yourself. When you start noticing these things, and especially those big crowds we've been seeing, those big protests we've been seeing, and you guys are not noticing how short the police officers are. I swear, to me, some of them look like they're 4 feet tall. Some of them look like they're 4 feet tall. So, and that's short for a police officer or for a military man. But they don't care. They don't care because they know they're programming all this stuff. They know, I believe they know what they're doing, and that we're so dumb now we don't pay attention. Please keep an eye out the next time you see police officers gathered together. And especially around the world. It's really, because I've been noticing all those crowd scenes, those huge crowd scenes, and the policemen, those policemen head wouldn't even touch my waistline. And I'm not even tall. So I don't know what's going on. I mean, think about it. Listen, you guys. Listen. These creatures ruling over us have spent billions and probably trillions of dollars on vaccines when the world is dying. People are dying. People need food, people need jobs, people need all that. But they're going to spend all that money on vaccines that we don't even want. That most of them will be forced upon us. They spend all that money. So what I'm saying is, you vote for these people every year, but they are not doing anything to help the human race. Nothing. All they're doing is making things better for them. Back to Carol's video. She's showing us that they're admitting to creating all these artificial human beings. 1,000 of them. But there are already thousands of them, millions of them, dare I say millions of them everywhere, all around the world. And they're just playing such a game on us, especially for those who believe everything they say, like, there are no FEMA camps. But again, how can anybody say there's no FEMA camps when the FEMA people have told us about the FEMA camps? How can they deny it when you can see it? Unless everything we see online is just photographed on a movie set or something. It's possible that everything we're seeing is not even true. We don't even know anymore. That's how corrupt and crazy it is. But the point is, what I want to bring out is that they care so much about our health or the people. Why do they keep spending their money on artificial beings? They have no blood running through their veins. They can't breathe in and out because they don't live off of air. So why are they investing trillions, gazillions of dollars on creating these artificial beings while we human beings are dying? Oh, maybe that's why. That's why, because we are dying and they're replacing us with what they believe is better than human beings. That's what it boils down to. That's what it boils down to. Who's voting to allow all this money to go to creating more artificial beings to replace us? That's all they're doing, right in front of our eyes. Right in front of our eyes. Because I guess they say, well, see how stupid human beings are? They see what we're doing. We've told them what we're doing. We're going to get rid of as many of you as we can. We've signed a genocide treaty. Nobody ever talks about it except Bill Gates, except he uses the word depopulation, which for those of you who don't know means genocide. So all this is taking place right in front of our face. They told us by videos online. They told us for a while. You could even find everything they were telling us on the Washington D.C. Website. They tell you anything you want to know. Yeah, that's what we're doing to you. They even on their website, I don't know if they scrubbed it now, but it was telling us That they were talking about this TV stuff before it even happened, and what would be happening. Yeah. So they told us. So, but what do? We the people? I don't know what you're waiting on. You know nobody in the White House can help you. You know that. You know none of them. You tell me, you show me any politician who is trying to help us. They didn't even want to give us $2,000. They didn't want to give us that. Oh, we'll give you 600. That's all they just said. They don't care about the people. They say, why waste money on these human beings when they're not going to be any of them left soon anyway? We're replacing them. They told us. I've done videos about we are being replaced. They've made no secret about it. We are all being replaced. And if you don't believe that, well, you might as well not believe it, because you're not doing anything about it. You're not helping the rest of us human beings to save ourselves. But we are slowly being exterminated. And this video that Carol did is throwing it in your face. We don't need y'all no more. We've got all these creatures that we have created with our own hands. We are making these people that are non-human. You no longer matter. And as soon as we can, you will all be gone. That is what's going on right now. So, you obviously don't believe it, and that's sad, but I just felt it was my duty to tell you about it. They're everywhere. And they're laughing at us as we sit back stupid as hell saying, ain't no such thing as clones. No, AI, come on now. Hey, you better wake up. But I just want to bring it to your attention that they're just throwing it in our faces now. Because they already told us we are going to replace human beings. That's the whole thing. Now, this is what I want each and every one of you to take heed to. I want you to notice whenever you see a crowd of police officers, or even military men, but let's go with the police officers because they've really been cloned, I'm telling you. You see a crowd of them, and look how short they are. And listen to this is the key. Please listen to what I'm saying. This is the key. Everybody's always asking for proof. This is proof. There are a lot of people who are 5'6" or 4, well, not meaning they're 4 feet tall, but the ones who are like 4 feet tall, where are you going to find 1,000 people who are 4 feet tall, who are 4 feet tall, the exact same height? That's the key. That's the giveaway, you guys. When you see these little short people, and I guess they're making a lot of short people because I guess it's easier to make the short people. And when you see them, they're all the exact same height. Now, you know what? That wonderful thing they were doing, the Asian people, I can't think of the name of it, but they were putting on this marvelous show of these wonderful dancers, the Asian people, these wonderful dancers, and the celebrities were being interviewed and telling how they were just blown away from seeing. And I only saw a preview of it, and I was pretty floored with it too, because it was beautiful. All these people doing the same thing at the same time. And they were all the same exact height. In this world, nothing is ever exact. Even when you have twin babies, they're never exact. They're a little bit different. But these, the ones who put on those beautiful performances for us, were all the exact height. I don't know if the men were a different height from the women, but all the groups of the women and all the groups of the men were the exact same height. So this is very telling, and this is proof. This is proof. I mean, think about it. You have to be in a lab somewhere manufacturing clones or something. Artificial AI, whatever you want to call it. You have to be doing something like that, right? Yeah, you do. So, if that doesn't convince you, those of you who were saying clones don't exist, look around. Look around. But the military, the Chinese military, they're all the same height. And also the military, I showed you pictures in the video of the Israel police. They're all the same height. And from where I'm looking, they actually look like they're only about 3 feet tall. But they're all the same height. If that doesn't open some eyes, you guys, I really don't know what to say. I really don't. Now, this is what I want each and every one of you to take heed to. I want you to notice whenever you see a crowd of police officers, or even military men, but let's go with the police officers because they've really been prone, I'm telling you. You see a crowd of them, and look how short they are. And listen to this. This is the key. Please listen to what I'm saying. This is the key, which will prove. Everybody's always asking for proof. This is proof. There are a lot of people who are 5'6" or 4. Well, not meaning they're 4 feet tall, but the ones who are like 4 feet tall. Where are you going to find 1,000 people who are 4 feet tall, who are 4 feet tall, the exact same height? That's the key. That's the giveaway, you guys. When you see these little short people, and I guess they're making a lot of short people because I guess it's easier to make the short people. And when you see them, they're all the exact same height. The exact same height. Now, you know what? That wonderful thing they were doing, the Asian people, I can't think of the name of it, but they were putting on this marvelous, marvelous show of these wonderful dancers, the Asian people, these wonderful dancers, and the celebrities were being interviewed and telling how they were just blown away from seeing. And I only saw a preview of it, and I was pretty floored with it too, because it was beautiful. It was beautiful. All these people doing the same thing at the same time, and they were all the same exact height. In this world, nothing is ever exact. Even when you have twin babies, they're never exact. They're a little bit different. So this is very telling, and this is proof. This is proof. I mean, think about it. You have to be in a lab somewhere manufacturing clones or something. Artificial AI, whatever you want to call it. You have to be doing something like that, right? Yeah, you do. So, if that doesn't convince you, those of you who were saying clones don't exist, look around. Look around. But the military, the Chinese military, they're all the same height. And also the military, I showed you pictures in the video of the Israel police. They're all the same height. And from where I'm looking, they actually look like they're only about 3 feet tall. But they're all the same height. So if that doesn't open some eyes, some eyes, you guys, I really don't know what to say. I really don't. But let me hear your comments. Let me hear what you have to say.